Anyone in attendance who has cause to believe that this couple should not be joined in marriage, you may speak now or forever hold your peace.
Take them
Dave's
all.
waiting. Dave's waiting.
Let's all raise our hands.
You can keep them.
Take them both.
Take
Now let us
them.
begin. Let us begin. Marriage is an ancient human tradition. The personal and social merits that accompany the bonds of marriage have led to its continued endurance and have paved the way for us to be standing here in front of family and friends, celebrating the union between these two people today. Earlier this week, I asked the bride, Melissa, can you believe the day is coming? It's actually here. And she looked at me and she said, you know, growing up, I always wondered where my husband was or what he was doing at this exact moment. She then said, now it's safe to say that I have solved that mystery. He had to be playing baseball or over at Danny Boy's somewhere, right?
That bar is still
Pretty much.
open?
John and Melissa met at, where else but Danny Boy's. On their first date, while sitting on the Staten Island Expressway on their way to Dave & Buster's, John was nervous and felt he needed to test out her sense of humor right from the start.
What a nerd.
So he told her that he hoped she is okay with him having rope, lime, and chloroform in the trunk. She laughed and said, yeah, it sounds like fun. So he knew they could get along right from the start. They spoke about kids and marriage and almost completely in sync with one another that they said they would get married when they meet someone who can be their best friend. Simple as that. I asked Melissa to give me an example of what that means to her. And she looked and said, look at John's sister Tor and Ramel. Is it too much to ask to have that? To be married to your best friend? Melissa explained to me that John is her partner in crime, frickin' frack, equally irresponsible in their endeavors together, and most importantly, they have each other's back and best interests at heart. That is the definition of loving your best friend. Melissa said to me that she always wanted to marry someone like her dad, the perfect balance of soft-spoken but outgoing, generous and always putting her first.
A true OG.
Hard worker, but when it's time to party, he can kick back and have fun.
A true OG.
That's never been spoken from my brother John.
A true OG. True
In
OG.
preparation for today, I asked John, try to put into words what this marriage to Melissa means to you. And in typical John fashion, it was funny yet sweet. So John told me, Melissa is the feeling you have when hitting the perfect fastball over the fence and jumping up and down when it goes over. Melissa is like the feeling you get when you're in the audience and your favorite wrestler comes out and you feel the pop of the crowd because he had a surprise return. Melissa is the explosion of an overtime game-winning goal for the Stanley Cup.
Let's go Rangers!
All right.
No,
John
no.
also mentioned to
No
me
basketball
that being with
reference?
Melissa was like the Mets winning the World Series.
Oh yes, go
But then I had
Knicks.
to remind
Yes.
him it's been
Let's
too
go
long
Knicks.
to really relate to that. And I love the Mets. John closed it by saying that he can't necessarily say that he can't wait to spend the rest of his life together because they are already there. And it has been an amazing journey so far, except when she denies him Buffalo Wild Wings and Disney. So at this time, I'm going to ask that we exchange vows. Before proceeding with the bonding ceremony, I would invite the couple to share their vows at this time. So we're going to start with Melissa. Just repeat after me. Melissa, today I take you, John, as my husband. I love you now, as I've always loved you, and as I always will love you. Beautiful. And now, John, will you deliver your vows? Repeat after me. Today, I take you, Melissa, as my wife. I love you now, as I've always loved you, and as I always will love you.
John, I don't hear you.
Oh, we need a repeat? Can we say it? All right, we'll continue. Continue joining hands. Melissa, do you take John as your cherished husband in front of these witnesses and promise to stay by his side through sickness and health, joy and sorrow, so long as you both shall live? John, will you take Melissa as your cherished wife in front of these witnesses and promise to stay by her side through sickness and health, joy and sorrow, so long as you both shall live.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. Beautiful.
Right, John.
Can we please have the ring boy, our bat boy, RJ? The wedding rings perfectly symbolize the never-ending love you two have for each other. By exchanging these rings, you solidify a lifelong commitment to one another. The rings serve as a welcome and constant reminder of the bond you formed with your partner. Please repeat after me. I, Melissa. I, Melissa. Give you, John, this ring as a symbol of my enduring love. Just as the circle of the ring completes itself, so you complete me. I, John.
I, John,
Give you, Melissa.
give you, Melissa,
This ring
this ring